one of the most unique racetracks on the NASCAR schedule. 3 corners, 3 straightaways, all different from the other. We're at the Tricky Triangle for the Midwest Sim Racing Association, presented by VFW with their Truck Series season. Round 13 of 22 is coming at you live on PitStop TV. Welcome and thank you for tuning in and joining us for tonight's action here in the virtual Long Pond, Pennsylvania. Jacob Zala and Trey Shuttlesworth alongside me this evening, and we're ready for the Midwest Sim Racing Association's Truck Series drivers to tackle the high-speed technical challenge of the Pocono Raceway. And Jacob, I mean, when we come to Pocono, it is quite the challenge. It is quite the behemoth, if you will. There's 3 different types of corners, Jacob. Let's take a look at them.
Yeah, thank you, Emerson. And tonight we go to Pocono, where there are only 3 turns, and every turn is not like the other, as you just said. Let's start with turn 1. It is 14 degrees of banking and was modeled after the late kidney bean shaped track called Trenton Speedway. Turn 2, with its 8 degrees of banking known as the tunnel turn, was modeled after my hometown track, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And then that leaves turn 3. Remember, there are only 3 turns to this track, not 4. This turn was modeled after the Milwaukee Mile with its 6 degrees of banking. These drivers will not have it easy tonight. Each turn is very different, and we'll see how they attack this track tonight.
Absolutely, and Pocono Raceway, again, one of the most unique venues on a NASCAR schedule. Usually when you come to NASCAR races, or when you think of NASCAR races, you think of the usual 4-turn ovals, 2 big corners on each side of 2, relatively similar length straightaways, or there's other unique ovals in that sense. But here at Pocono, only 3 turns according to, or that is what's most widely recognized. You can argue 5 or 6 turns here. We'll use the conventional 3 turns, and we have to ask, what turn for? Again, 3 turns, I think it makes it unique, a different challenge. A lot of these drivers are going to refer to 3 and, last turn 3 as 3 and 4. Some of those drivers will refer to turn 1 as 1 and 2, and they'll just call turn 2 the tunnel turn and call it at that. But there's so many different names for these corners, if you will. Nonetheless, you come to turn 1, and that is scary. These drivers are going to be hitting well over 180 miles per hour in these trucks. That is quite the feat in these trucks, and that'll be something to watch. But anyway, we go into the point standings tonight, and we look at them. Alan Dobbs is now a 5-time winner on the season. By the way, pull up in the YouTube chat, make your bets. Will Alan Dobbs go back-to-back and get win number 6 tonight? We're curious to see what the outcome of this poll is. You'll see there second in points, John Gifford, 122 points back. John Binder third, 228 back. Large margins. Then it gets a little tighter here for fourth with Matt Knight. He's 256 back. But you look, Kevin Roy in fifth. They're 263 back, and he's only about there's 7 points behind Matt Knight. A couple more points you'll find Chris Noble, Matt Dyer, Chuck Waldrop. Then Bill Dolph down in 9th, Richard Clement in 10th. Jacob?
And then after that, you'll find Ernie Ludwig in 11th, Greg Newsom following right behind him in 12th. Robert Anderson, we didn't see him last week. He's here this week in 13th. Cendela Collins in 14th. Rick Webb in 15th. Dustin Smith in 16th. Hex Valentine, who had a great run, followed by some incidents at the end, in 17th. Justin Carey in 18th, Sean Giroux in 19th, and Kyle Payne rounding it out in 20th.
So again, there's your top 20 after 12 rounds. We are well into the second half of the season now by a round. And last time out in Nashville at the Music City, boy, we had quite the show, Jacob. It was something. We had a lot of action. The leader was always the battle for lead was always contested. I know Alan Dobbs led a lot of laps, but it wasn't like he pulled away and just absolutely drove away from the field. There was comers and goers. What are you expecting when we come to Pocono here tonight?
I'm looking, that 45 truck of Julio Villalobos is currently second on the grid right now. We'll have to see if he can continue that through qualifying and then get into the race. But he's looking pretty fast. But I think our guy tonight, we're looking at the 2 Matts, Matt Dyer and Matt Knight. Both of those drivers very fast. Matt Dyer competed with Alan Dobbs at Nashville. And we'll have to see if he can compete again and maybe steal the win from Alan Dobbs this time here at Pocono.
Before we go, I just want to, before we continue, I should say, I just want to shout out our sponsors here at PitStop TV, like Tucson Sound Art, your picture, your music. Tucson Sound Art will custom create a beautifully framed, high-quality canvas with a built-in Bluetooth speaker. And with Sound Art, you get the best of both worlds. Make sure you use promo code PitStopTV at checkout for an additional 10% off of your purchase. Ever wish you could have a race engineer on speed dial? Well, now you can, thanks to Race Pace, a driver development and service and setup shop all in one. Work with Tyler, a real-world race engineer, to step up your game before your next race. Pick up pace with Race Pace. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy. With locations in Auburn, Lewiston, Naples, and Saco, Maine. Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine owner Ashley Boyer is a certified micropigmentation specialist who provides professional, safe, and personalized services. Contact them at permanentmakeupinmaine.com, or you can call or text them at 207-358-8683. Bam Racing Videos by a race fan for the racing community, and Whiplash Media specializes in various sim racing resources, including paint schemes, stream overlays, iRacing camera packs, and more. The official graphic and camera provider of PitStop TV, where you can grab your iBroadcast cameras today. But we'll be right back. Practice is coming to a close. Qualification trials will be coming up on the far side of this break. Don't go anywhere. We're here in the Poconos.
Have you found yourself trying to hide your joy because you're unhappy with your teeth? Your smile is the first feature noticed in an interview, on a date, or in family photos. We want you to be able to shine bright as your best self, and our teeth whitening system is the perfect step toward restoring your confidence.
Sound art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it sound art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with the speaker is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.
After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.
Sound art introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of two products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. Sound art ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
Welcome race fans back to the virtual Pocono Raceway, the tricky triangle here in the Pocono Mountains, Long Pond, Pennsylvania's Pocono Raceway. We are just moments away from the end of practice, but before we get into qualifying, I guess let's take a look at the weather conditions right now at the end of practice. 113 degrees Fahrenheit, the track temp, air temp of 68 degrees Fahrenheit, winds at 5 miles per hour. As the session switches, we'll have very slightly different conditions for the qualification trials, and as time ticks over, Alan Dobbs is the driver top of the timing charts. But it is time to get down to the track and get to action here for qualifying for round number 13 here of the MSRA Truck Series presented by VFW. We already have one driver out on the track right away. It is Ernie Ludwig. Jacob?
Let's see how Ernie Ludwig does here coming out the pits. He wasn't too fast in practice, but that doesn't mean anything here in qualifying. If he can find something to get his truck even better, he might be able to get a pole time. We'll have to see.
Ernie Ludwig is a driver we've covered here on the channel before with the IORL. I most likely we're calling him from the Indy 500, so it's good to see him competing here in the MSRA Truck Series, working his way through the Canada corner and down the short chute to turn number 3. Again, turn number 3 modeled after Milwaukee. Such a long sweeping left-hander. Let's just ride on board. And this is just us through the entry to corner. It's just to the middle. He got a little bit of a bobble there at the center. That's going to really mess up his first timed lap. This first time lap might also be a throwaway at this point.
It might be. We'll have to see how he goes through with this first lap. He gets a good entry into 2. He might be able, or into 1, sorry. He might be able to get through and get a good lap time. We'll have to see.
Ernie Ludwig works his way through the turn 1. Let's see who else we can catch up with. How about it? Point leader and driver fastest in practice was driver number 22, Alan Dobbs.
And can anyone beat this man? This man has 5 wins on the season, looking to make it 6 here tonight. We'll have to see if he can put his number 22 truck back on top here at Pocono. And we'll have to see. It's been interesting to watch that number 22 truck last week at Nashville. So hopefully he can get a good run and maybe he'll get another win.
Alan Dobbs works his way through turn number 3, and I believe this is going to be completing the first time lap. Ernie Ludwig tops the charts with the first time set. Alan Dobbs to the line will place that number 22. Well, Chris Noble goes top of the charts. Now Alan Dobbs goes top of the charts, and that's it. He says lap 1 is enough for me.
And Alan Dobbs, I think, ran that same lap in practice, and we'll have to see if anybody can beat it. Here right now, that 53.9 is pretty fast. These drivers might need to pick up the speed here in their trucks.
The driver who might be able to do it was the driver who led the middle part of practice. Julio Villalobos is here off of the 3rd and final corner to the start-finish line. Villalobos will go. I believe maybe he started a time lap.
I think he just started his time lap, so we're going to be riding around with him for just a minute.
We'll catch up with another driver while we await the 45 to work their way around. How about Zendla Collins, who showed a lot of speed early at Nashville? Zendla Collins working to try to keep that short run pace that they had at Nashville and try to make that a long run truck here at Pocono.
Yeah, these guys are going to need that long run truck. That short run truck will not work, especially with this track being 2.5 miles. So short run is not going to help you here tonight. It's going to be all about the long run.
Zendla Collins places their truck in the 6th position. We just await the rest of the drivers. How about we have Justin Carey, John Gifford working their way around the track, as well as Julio Villalobos goes 2nd quickest by 7/100ths of a second. That's actually a fairly large margin at the top of the timing charts, if you will, for qualifying. So we still have a few more drivers out there. How about with Justin Carey working his way off of the tunnel turn, loosey-goosey, that number 21 is. So he works his way down the short chute.
Yeah, he had a big slide there, but he was able to keep it and not wreck it. Might lose a little bit of time here if he's on a timed lap, But if he can get that time through 3 here, we'll have to see where he can place the number 21 truck.
The number 21 will go after the first timed lap. Waiting, I believe it might be invalid, so this might just be practice for Justin Carey.
Probably just practice. I don't think he'll have enough to get to the line.
Here we go.
Oh, he's not going to have enough, and he'll be starting it in the back here tonight.
Well, that is going to do it from qualifying one other truck on the racetrack. That's active right now is Sestini, who's heading down the pit lane. So we are now moments away from rolling here with the MSRA 13th round of action this season here for the Truck Series at the Pocono Raceway. And drivers are getting ready for their formation laps. And let's get with it. And let's get through our starting lineup, shall we? And how about row number 1? We're going to find the 22 of Alan Dobbs, and alongside of him will be Julio Villalobos. Find our way back to row number 2. We're going to find Matt Dyer and John Binder. Row number 3, we're going to find Matt Knight and John Gifford. And how about back to row number 4, Evan Longacre and Chris Noble. Row number 5, we will find Zenla Collins and Chuck Waldrop. Jacob?
Row number 6, we will find Ernie Ludwig and Rick Webb. Row number 7, we will find Michael Sestini and Hex Valentine. Row number 8, we will find Richard Clement and Robert Anderson. Row number 9, we will find Bill Dolph and Justin Carey. Row number 10, Greg Newsom and Kyle Payne. And rounding out the field, it'll be Jordan Brockel in 21st.
A 21 driver grid, moments away from rolling here at the Pocono Raceway here in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. I guess Pennsylvania's home for stock vehicle racing, stock car racing, stock trucks, well, stock cars with truck bodies, whatever you may. We'll take another look at the weather. It is 112 degrees the track temp, so 1 degree Fahrenheit cooler than what we had at the end of practice. Air temp 68.9 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds still 5 miles per hour out of the west.
You know, not as hot as we've seen at the All-Star race at Texas in real life, but these tires will definitely still be screaming with how hot that track temp is going to be here at Pocono.
Absolutely not really hot at all if you think about it. I mean, it's not cool. It's not cool. But it's about what you expect during the daytime of a race. I want to give it one more shout out to our partners here at PitStop TV, Tucson Sound Art, Race Pace Setups, Permanent Makeup, and Cryo in Maine, Whiplash Media, and BAM Racing Videos. The drivers working their way around this big 2.5 mile speedway here in the Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania, and it is again Alan Dobbs and Julio Villalobos, a welcomed surprise, a welcome burst of speed for driver of the number 45. We'll see if he can get it done tonight. That's really going to be something to see. We saw him compete a lot in the top 10 last week. Does he have what it takes to, duke it out with the big dogs?
We'll have to find that out here as we come into turn 3, but it's going to be a fun race. Should be interesting. Let's see what happens here at Pocono.
The field of 21 NASCAR Gander Outdoor Truck Series vehicles here for the MSRA Truck Series, presented by VFW, works their way through the tunnel turn and down the short chute for the final time before laps start counting behind VIRacing.com. Pace truck, if you will. Alan Dobbs, Julio Villalobos, Matt Dyer, John Binder, Matt Knight, John Gifford, Evan Longacre, Chris Noble, Zenla Collins, Chuck Waldrop, the top 10. Now through the long, drudgingly long turn number 3, the restart zone. It's a quick one. Once this pace truck peels off, we are green from Pocono. Out of the tunnel turn they come. And here they come down the short chute to complete lap number 1. And it is Alan Dobbs out in front of Matt Dyer, who has cleared his way into the second position, but under heavy attack now from Villalobos. Villalobos a little loose to the inside. Can he hold on to that truck? He'll get cleared back into the second position. Everybody starting to find their footing in this first 15-lap stage.
And now we have to see, can these guys try and get up to Alan Dobbs here, as Julio Villalobos is a little bit back. And Matt Dyer, you know, he was pretty good at Nashville last week. Let's see if he can get that speed from Nashville and pull right up to Alan Dobbs and maybe try and get the lead.
Watching the early battles here on board with John Binder. He gets a huge run on Matt Dyer. This is going to be something to watch into the tunnel turn. You'll see the patience be shown early here. A lot of these drivers, they understand there's still 2 guaranteed cautions in this race. Even if you had a bad start, there's still time to recover. So you'll see here, especially if you get a run down the Long Pond Straightaway into the tunnel turn, or if you get a run out of the tunnel turn and here into turn 3, drivers will pick and choose when they wish to complete overtakes, because they know they have to set themselves up nicely for this front straightaway in turn number 1. And Julio Villalobos sets the fastest lap as we check back here on Chris Noble, the Texan, who's just gotten by the 82 of John Gifford. Working our way now onto lap number 3, a fairly clean start. And we didn't know how these drivers would fare in a pack heading into turn number 1. Turn number 1, the front straightaway, several lanes wide due to a very tight negotiation around the corner.
Yeah, that turn 1 is tight. And then we get into the tunnel turn. You have to be careful. If you get a big run, you don't want to get into that truck in front of you. You're going to spin them. And then that'll cause a big accident, as we see the 53 of Chris Noble try and get around the 11 of Matt Knight. Looks like he's going to stick it behind him for now. But let's see if he takes that run and sticks with it and passes him.
How about back here? This is Rick Webb trying to get around the outside of Greg Newsom, and I believe he will get the overtake on the outside, or maybe Newsom is trying to attempt the overtake on the inside. Nonetheless, Rick Webb holds the 11th position. Back up front, it is Alan Dobbs of a 6/10 of a second advantage over Julio Villalobos. They fall back here to where it gets tighter with Matt Dyer, only 2/10 up on John Binder. Fairly clean start. Again, once again, everybody rolling. Everybody within 7 seconds of the race leader. And I believe we should be set up for a fairly contested first stage. I mean, we have still 12 laps to go, or when we come around 11 laps into stage. But I think we are at the point now where it should just be kind of one car at a time overtakes.
Yeah, I agree. Again, like you said, only 11 laps to go in the stage, so you definitely don't want to push too hard. There's still a lot of racing to go. Still got 2 stages left, so if you can't pass them, might as well just stick behind them and then hope you can get them in the later stages.
Another thing to note is that these drivers, again, they're running 100% fuel capacity, so they will not need to pit in these stages. However, you do have to consider they only have 3 sets of tires, and you don't want to, I mean, you'll be able to take the tires at every stage caution, but you don't want to burn them up during the stage. You want to be able to maintain your position, especially if you're one of these front runners. Track position is everything at Pocono. You're watching right now just how difficult it is to overtake. Even if there is enough speed discrepancy, you really have to have the preferred line through these corners, so you don't want to shred your stuff early. You want to keep those tires under you, and maybe even have something when other drivers shred their stuff and ahead of you. This is going to be interesting to see where Villalobos and Dyer stack up in about another 10 laps or so, as Dyer to the inside of Villalobos for the second position.
Very tight race. You want to see if Matt Dyer backs off on the back stretch. Looks like he's going to back off. Julio Villalobos is going to get clear. We'll have to see if Matt Dyer can take it back.
How about behind? Matt Knight trying to work on 4th position. John Binder. And there goes Matt Knight. Clears himself into the 4th position. Now Binder under attack from Chris Noble. And Noble, he peaks, but he's not close enough to make anything of it just yet. Into turn 3 we go. Once again, nose to tail, but a change in the position of P4.
These guys running very close so far, and it looks like we're going to have a very close race, except for that leader, Alan Dobbs. Alan Dobbs has pulled away a 7/10 lead here right now. If he can keep this up, he might be in chance for that 6th win here tonight at Pocono.
Down the long pond straightaway we go with Alan Dobbs, looking back at Julio Villalobos trying to get the run through the tunnel turn, and maybe Villalobos is saving and Alan Dobbs is shredding his stuff. There is really no way to tell at this point, but already coming around to halfway through stage number 1. These are going to be relatively quick stages if we continue at this pace. I know we have two confirmed, or two, I guess, cautions nonetheless in this race, and those pace laps take about 2 minutes apiece. But still, this looks like it's going to wrap up quick.
Oh, we saw very tight racing there. I know you didn't catch it, but it was very tight racing between Chris Noble and John Binder for a couple of seconds through turn 3. Almost hit each other and caused a caution, but very close racing so far. Again, there is not a lot of laps left to go on the stage. You want to keep your truck clean and make sure you can make it through stage 1.
So Alan Dobbs now has lost a 10th since we last checked in on that gap. Julio Villalobos playing this beautifully. We continue our way through stage number 1. Let's fall a little ways back here. We'll find Chuck Waldrop working his way up to the back end of Ernie Ludwig. I actually believe Ludwig was outside the top 10, so Ludwig doing a phenomenal job. But here comes Waldrop looking to see if he can get 9th from the 26 truck.
Yeah, that 7 truck is looking pretty fast as we're going to go almost too wide there, but Ludwig keeps it in front for now. How long is it going to take until Chuck Waldrop makes that move to try and get to the 9th position?
Back into turn number 1 again. This is a battle for 2 stage points. If this continues at its current pace, Ernie Ludwig doing a phenomenal job holding on to what he's got. You'll see Rick Webb trying to come into the picture here. Here comes Waldrop trying to size him up into the tunnel turn. Not close enough, but again, you'll see if a give and take continue to show here early and maybe not show as much late.
Yeah, and as we see, we got 3 drivers battling for 9th, but Waldrop takes it to the inside here in 3. Can he stick it and make it work through the front stretch? He's going to have the advantage right now, but he's going to try and get it, and he might not get it as the 26 Ernie Ludwig still has it here down the front stretch.
How about 3 wide for the 9th position? And now one of these drivers will not have stage points once this battle has sorted itself out. Right now, oh, it's Waldrop up the track. Chuck Waldrop trying to hold on to what he's got back to the 11th position. It's now Rick Webb getting a 2-for-1 special down that very long front straightaway. Getting that front straightaway near 1 mile in length, actually potentially over 1 mile in length. Here comes Ernie Ludwig back on Rick Webb. He misses the entry to the tunnel turn. Rick Webb is loving what he's seeing.
Yeah, what a run that 3-car had. Now as we see Chuck Waldrop, he's looking to get to the 26 again for that 10th position. Can he get it through the tunnel turn, through turn 3, sorry. It looks like he's gonna have it down the front stretch, pulls right in front of the 26.
Waldrop trying to clear Ernie Ludwig, and he will. Oh, crash in the back!
Right in the back!
Robert Anderson goes around, spinning across the front straightaway, and that is not what we expected in the middle of the front straightaway here at Pocono. We'll have to get a replay and see what happens, but a wild turn of events. Looks like a big amount of damage to the right side of that number 47 truck.
Yeah, and I was talking to the 47 earlier. Wrecking isn't something that he is something that he's used to here tonight, and it looks like he just got into someone and something happened in the back. I don't know.
We're gonna see here. We're gonna back this way up. This is back here into turn number 3. This is Robert Anderson. Right here, he is tailing the 56 of Hex Valentine off of turn number 4. And this happens relatively late. Oh my goodness.
Looks like he tried to block maybe and just didn't have enough room, wasn't clear, and then he got wrecked.
No, I don't think that was blocking by any means. I'll take another look, I guess, before I say anything, but that was very oddly timed. I want to say this is more on Hex Valentine. I want to get a view up above and see how all this unfolds. I'm sorry, not Hex Valentine, the 63 Kyle Payne. I guess it was more of a block. I don't really know. That was a quick flick of the wheel for Robert Anderson.
Yeah, he might have tried to get clear, and his spotter might have not called him clear, or maybe the spotter called him clear, and then he wasn't.
Well, this is interesting because we are now on lap 12 of 60 in this stage, and working behind the pace vehicle here. Look, I would assume pit lane open this time. The admins could use the rule to reduce the caution period by 1 lap if they choose to. Everybody is on the lead lap. The only driver that may be, not up with the field would potentially be that 47 Robert Anderson. But is the end of the stage at this caution period, or do we see a battle for it? Looks like everybody is staying out relatively, expecting us to go green in this stage, because if this was the stage caution, I'd imagine the leaders would be on pit lane. And the lights are still on the pace vehicle. We could get a 1-lap shootout here.
Yeah, 1-lap shootout would be fun to watch. We'll have to see. Maybe they do do the admin caution. Maybe they shorten a lap of green, a lap of caution. But as of right now, the pace truck is still yellow lights, so we'll have to see. Maybe we can get like you said, a 1-lap shootout.
So we work our way here around the Pocono Raceway, and let's see, we have a lot of time on our hands. Let's see if there's anybody we could see who we can speak to here. Maybe let's try to bring in driver of the number 2, and how about it, Matt Dyer. Talk about this start to this race. Is, I think, relatively clean stage 1. You got ahead of Villalobos early, and then he got you back. What's been the game plan through stage 1?
It's just been trying to keep it clean. I think we're going to get a green-white checkered for the end of stage 1, but it's really just trying to keep it clean. Just try to keep in touch with Dobbs, and hopefully towards the end we can get him.
Absolutely. If you do get a green-white checkered, how hard are you going to be pushing into turn number 1, or I guess is that dependent on the type of restart you get?
I don't think it's going to depend on type of a restart. With me potentially starting behind Dobbs, but he might take the high side for his teammate Matt, but depending on how good of a jump I get, I might send it.
Well, we will see here. Now, pit stops aren't really going to be the talk of the town tonight just because of the length of the stages as it is, and I'd imagine, it's relatively easy. Everybody pits at the stage cautions, and that final stage is, I think, straightforward since y'all are running 100% fuel capacities. But what, I guess, mindset do you have, heading into that third stage, being at 30 laps? How do you, intend maybe to preserve the tires, or what's the two truck thinking into that third stage?
I think it's just really just going to be trying to take care of tires better than you do in the first 2 stage, but yeah, it's really just going to come down to tires in that third stage. I mean, it would be nice if we had to make a pit stop, but I think it's all right.
Right on. Well, we are working our way down the long pond straight away. Matt, who do you have to shout out? Who do you have to thank, for your running so far here tonight?
To CEM Motorsports, Caleb Smith, one of my teammates who got me this set as well. So, huge shout out to him.
Right on. Well, we're going to leave you to it, Matt Dyer. Thanks for speaking with us. There is that is Robert Anderson. Stopped on the apron there. But we're going to leave you to it, Matt. Best luck to you on this restart and the rest of the race.
Thank you.
And that is driver of the number 2, Matt Dyer, who's right now restarting in the 3rd position. So we are now awaiting the restart here. I believe it's a 1-lap shootout.
It looks like lights are on the pace truck here. So it looks like we will not be going green this time.
There was a stopped vehicle on the bottom of the racetrack, which would delay the green. So, you know, that's an iRacing rule. If iRacing detects the stopped vehicle on the racetrack, they will delay the green. And this could be the stage, you know, how they cross the line next time around. And there's drivers out here who did not pit. So, I don't know what they're going to do. We're going to have to probably wait for some official word, but with the caution being extended, we are on the scheduled final lap of stage number 1. Drivers have yet to pit. I'm sure drivers have really ran the first stage as if they were going to get fresh tires at the end of stage 1. So there could be drivers out here who pushed for 15 laps worth of racing who potentially have to go 15 more if the pit lane does not reopen here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to find out. We'll have to see if maybe they call the caution on lap 16. Maybe they end the stage there. But right now, we're about to go green, and maybe we'll see a one-lap shootout now that the pace truck lights are off.
Well, this is interesting to see. We're going to have to wait for official word from somewhere, and we will pass that along as soon as it is confirmed. But at the moment, if things do not change, we could be starting stage number 2, an entire 15-lap stage, by the way, with Alan Dobbs, the winner. I'm sorry, the winner of stage 1 and the leader for stage 2. But Alan Dobbs works his way through the tunnel turn behind the pace vehicle once again, and we just again wait and see. Wait for the updates from race control. Nothing as of yet, and we are working our way through turn number 3.
Okay, I just got an official word. We will be throwing a caution right after this. There will be a green-white checker to the stage.
So a green-white checkered for the stage. So we have 2 laps worth of racing, if that is correct. The iRacing.com pace truck pulls into the safety of pit lane. I believe it is a green-white checkered restart here for the end of stage number 1. Down the long pond and into the tunnel turn, Matt Dyer is cleared into second. Does he have anything for race leader Alan Dobbs? Off of turn number 3 and down the front straightaway, Matt Dyer, try as he might. Is this 1 lap remaining in the stage? Alan Dobbs leads over Matt Dyer, Julio Villalobos, and everybody fanning out in the middle of the field.
And remember, that 2 truck was pretty fast to Alan Dobbs at Nashville. Let's see if he might be able to pull it out in stage 1 as we see the 53 of Chris Noble trying to make it past Matt Knight and John Gifford.
So we continue our way down the long pond. Once again, Matt Dyer, try as he might. I don't know if he's going to get there. He'll have one last hurrah into turn number 3. Villalobos holds on for dear life there in third. Into turn 3 we go. Everybody stays where they're at. John Binder tries he might to try to get a podium here in stage number 1, but to no avail. There's battling on back, but it doesn't matter as Alan Dobbs will win stage 1. The runs to the line. Looks like Gifford over Knight and Noble, and the caution is now out. That will complete stage number 1. The top 10 in the stage on the left-hand side.
Well, now you have to think. The stage was supposed to be at lap 15. Stage 2 ends at lap 30. With this being lap 18, this might shorten stage 2, or they might extend it.
Well, I do not know exactly what race control will do in this scenario, but what they can do is they can shorten stage 3. There's already not going to be a scheduled green flag pit stop. Even if they run from the start of stage 3 to the end of stage 3 completely green, these drivers will not have to pit for fuel. They could shorten stage 3 if they wish. I don't know if they'll do that. We'll wait for, again, that official word later. But Alan Dobbs is the stage 1 victor here over Matt Dyer, Julio Villalobos, John Bender, John Gifford, Matt Knight, Chris Noble, Greg Newsom, Rick Webb, and Michael Sestini getting the final stage point. So we watch Alan Dobbs work his way back around the Pocono Raceway. And behind the base truck he goes. What a stage it has been here for here at Pocono. I did not expect the caution to interrupt us in stage number 1, but it did end up kind of adding a wild twist to the end of stage number 1. Anyway, Alan Dobbs being the one to hold on to it through all the melee, through all the craziness, not even knowing that the stage was going to end at a caution or the green. He stayed out nonetheless. I guess race control was always communicating to the drivers. But Alan Dobbs, through the green flag run and through a, green, white, checkered restart, still the top spot.
Yeah, he's had a great run so far. He's been able to pull away from these drivers pretty quickly. And like you said there, a weird stage finish. But nonetheless, we get the stage done. And now we go into stage 2, and we'll have to see if Alan Dobbs can continue leading through stage 2 and stage 3 and then win the race here at Pocono Raceway.
Well, we have a question now in the chat again. Would y'all bet on Alan Dobbs going back-to-back to get his 6th win on the season? If you betted yes, this stage 1 victory is looking very nicely in the favor of you. Ernie Ludwig stays out. I'd imagine he had pitted under the last caution period. Along with him is, I believe that is it, maybe one other driver has stayed out to try to get their lap back, potentially Robert Anderson. And here we go. Pit lane is busy. So we watch the races off pit road. Drivers getting service. Down and away in the back, Alan Dobbs still wins the race off pit road over Matt Dyer, Villalobos, Binder, Gifford, Knight, and more. Everybody else working their way. Ernie Ludwig, the race leader. Let's see if we can bring in the man himself, driver of the number 22. And let's see if we can get a word in with our stage winner here, Alan Dobbs. And Alan, looks like we're going to have to get used to talking to you very quickly here at PitStop TV. The stage 1 winner, through all the craziness that happened, how'd you still manage to get that one done?
Yeah, we got a great setup this week. Thanks to my teammates, thanks to Robert Anderson. He worked really hard on this, and I can't wait to see what it's going to do in the 3rd stage.
Well, that is the big question mark, and again, I don't know what they're necessarily going to do because of the extension to stage 1, if the rest of the stages are going to be affected or not. But I would imagine there's still no pit stop in stage 3, so it's a completely long run if it goes flag to flag green. We saw you got a taste of the long run before the caution came out in the middle of stage 1. How do you feel on the long run? Do you think you could have sustained what you were doing in the, through the first stage another 10, 12 more laps?
Oh yeah, I ran a full 30 lap stint earlier in practice, and it's got speed all the way through. I was pushing hard. I wasn't pushing hard in stage 1. I was just riding. So I think we definitely got something here, and as long as we can keep it out of the wall, should be all right.
Right on. So you look to this restart, stage number 2. I don't know if it's shortened or not. We'll get confirmation on that later. But nonetheless, you were restarting 2nd with Ernie Ludwig to your inside. Hit it on the last caution, of course. Only ran 2 green flag laps. What is the game plan? You are not in control of this restart. How will you be able to, reclaim this race lead?
Well, this is probably going to be a short stint here, so it might be a little harder because we do have a much better long run setup than a short run. But if we just don't get mired back in traffic, I think we'll be able to make easy work of it.
Right on. Well, y'all are working your way down to Long Pond right now. Alan, who do you got to shout out? Who do you got to thank for your Stage 1 victory?
Just thanks to my teammates, American Reject Motorsports, and our affiliates, the Flying Dragoons, and thanks to you guys for putting on this broadcast.
Absolutely, Alan. Best of luck to you. Hopefully we'll talk to you on the far side.
Thank you, Pip.
Driver of the number 22 Stage 1 winner, Alan Dobbs. He restarts second in this stage. I believe what he said there means that we're not going to affect the Stage 2 length any other way. The Stage 2 end lap, I believe that stays the same, which means, Jacob, this is potentially a 9-lap stage, and Ernie Ludwig is the race leader. But anyway, the field of 21 trucks work their way through turn number 3. The iRacing.com pace truck is into the safety of pit lane, and let's let them loose. Green flag. Out of the tunnel turn, Alan Dobbs now holds a 1/10 of a second advantage over the 2 of Matt Dyer. Matt Dyer putting a lot of pressure onto Alan Dobbs. Working away off of turn number 3. Everybody fanning out in the back. Let's catch up with what's going on back here. Nearly 3 wide. Matt Knight up ahead of Binder and Zendla Collins and Chris Noble. This is a pack back here, and if this is indeed a shortened stage, Jacob, all of this battling back here, the importance is magnified.
Yeah, and it definitely is going to be a shortened stage. I heard from Race Controller that it will be ending on lap 30 still. So, and there's wrecking in the back, another caution before the stage end.
Caution on the Speedway driver of the number 63. It is Kyle Payne. He was involved in the first caution for incident today here at Pocono, and once again the 63 in trouble. Let's get a replay. Into turn number 1, we will catch up with Kyle Payne in the middle lane there on the outside of the 21 truck and the 95, and oh my goodness,
My gosh,
wow, what a wild ride for Kyle Payne. Oh my gosh.
Definitely gonna have to get the safety trucks out there quickly to attend to that number 63 truck.
We're gonna ride on board, folks, here, and with the gyro cam, you're gonna catch it all. Oh my goodness. Nearly up and over the wall of the inside barrier. That was, my goodness. The good thing the catch fence was down there.
Yeah, good thing there is a catch fence, or else he would have been flying outside of the track. That was a hard wreck the 63 took, and I'm pretty sure that's going to end his race.
We'll see this once again, and he just gets loose, and oh my goodness, nowhere for Rick Webb to go. Rick Webb, an innocent bystander and all of that. That's the one I feel the worst for, is, you know, you feel bad for Kyle Payne and taking a hard hit here, and, you know, effectively, you know, impacting his race big time. But Rick Webb wasn't even involved, and he might be out of this one.
Yeah, that was a hard lick for Webb. I know he just pitted before, and as we see it again, oh my goodness. What a wreck from Kyle Payne. Hope he's okay in that truck, and hopefully he can get out of here safely.
I mean, I know it's just pixels, but you can't help but still wince when you see an impact like that. And you know, these drivers, they're not obviously in these cars for real, but you still got to think, you know, there's a lot of force feedback some of these drivers run, and, you know, not to the extent that you'd be injured in this accident, you know, for real, but I mean, you got to be careful about, your actual wrists and all of that. The force feedback could just really, shake the wheel out of your hands, and that could hurt your hands as well. But so that is a wild impact, and just nowhere for Rick Webb to go. T-boned that well over 150 miles an hour. Huge impact. Wow. Well, after that, we're going to take a second to catch our breath as well. We'll be right back on the far side here. More MSRA Truck Series action from Pocono Raceway. Don't go anywhere.
Have you found yourself trying to hide your joy because you're unhappy with your teeth? Your smile is the first feature noticed in an interview, on a date, or in family photos. We want you to be able to shine bright as your best self, and our teeth whitening system is the perfect step toward restoring your confidence.
Sound art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it sound art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with a speaker, the picture is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.
After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.
Sound art introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of two products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. Sound art ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
Welcome back, race fans, to the Pocono Raceway. We're here in the middle of stage number 2, the iRacing.com pace truck into the safety of pit lane, and we are racing once again. 4 laps left in stage number 2. Matt Dyer all over the rear tailgate of Alan Dobbs as we come around to 3 laps to go. This is the closest Matt Dyer has been to Alan Dobbs all race long, and Alan Dobbs said himself he does not know about the short run here. This could get very spicy as we start 3 laps left in stage number 2.
Yeah, I know we keep talking about it, but we saw how fast Matt Dyer passed Alan Dobbs at Nashville. If he can get it here again and he's able to get the lead, he might win the stage. There's only 2 laps to go in the stage here. We'll have to see if Matt Dyer can pull it out from underneath Alan Dobbs.
Things are very packed up back here as well. Matt Knight on Ernie Ludwig. This for 4th. He wants to send it down in there all over the tailgate of Ernie Ludwig.
There's a lot to go as we see Matt Dyer go to the inside of Alan Dobbs, I believe, and he's going to try and get it through turn 3. But turn 3 is definitely a hard place to pass as he gets right clean. Almost got into an accident there.
Nearly into the barrier is Ernie Ludwig behind. Here comes John Gifford. 2 laps to go in stage number 2. And how about John Gifford going fast as Gifford might steal one away?
If Gifford can steal one, that would be an amazing sight to see as we see him side by side through turn 1 down the back stretch as Matt Dyer still pulls him just a tiny bit.
Alan Dobbs continues to lead over Matt Dyer and John Gifford, but Gifford was ever so close to the tailgate of Matt Dyer. Matt Dyer had a huge run through the tunnel turn last time, set himself nicely for turn number 3. Once again, can he send it down in there? Coming around to start the final lap in stage number 2. We stay with it.
Almost wrecking in the back. There was a big wad up there. Everybody is fine as we hit the line to get close to the stage ending.
1 lap to go here in stage number 2, and you can see the wad up there. Villalobos up to 4th, but he is nearly 3 seconds back of the top 3. So it is only these 3 unless they all get together here, but off of turn number 1 and down the long pond we go. Alan Dobbs still holds station over Matt Dyer and John Gifford. Is there anything these boys can do?
I don't think so. I think Alan Dobbs has that fast truck through the tunnel turn and heading into turn number 3 down the stretch here. Can anybody send it in and try and get one more position as we see Gifford try and get to Dyer. Dyer takes it wide, but it looks like he's going to be able to keep it.
They're going to battle behind. There was a car nearly spinning behind, but it is Alan Dobbs. Back-to-back stage win. Stage 2 winner. Looks like it was Dyer over Gifford, and then the rest of the field works their way past the start-finish line. Caution on the speedway. Stage number 2 is complete. Alan Dobbs over Dyer, Gifford, Villalobos, Noble, Bender, Newsom, Ludwig, Zendla Collins, and Hex Valentine. Snags a stage point there, and all the hecticity back there. Actually, I don't believe that is actually a word. I looked that up once. It's not a word. But all the craziness back there. Hex Valentine was able to snag a point.
Yeah, there was a lot of craziness back there. Just watching it, there was a big wad up, but they didn't wreck. They kept it clean, and we finished the stage this time.
Absolutely. And I believe we're getting ready to see our final round of pit stops, unless there's a caution in stage 3 that would plague these drivers to come in and pit again. But VIRacing.com pace truck looks to intercept race leader Alan Dobbs and queue up the field once again. I think these the pace truck driver is getting a lot more laps in today than we thought he would get.
Yes, we did, and it's been a great run for Alan Dobbs, and we'll have to see maybe if he can win here tonight.
So we are getting ready to see the final round of pit stops. I imagine everybody's just coming in, 4 tires, fill her up. But where you come off the pit lane here, it's got to be perfect, no penalties, no sliding through the box. Because where you come off the pit lane here could very well be where you place in this race. We've seen how difficult it is to overtake, and track position is key. If Alan Dobbs, slides to the box or something, that could lose him the race here. Even if he restarts second, it's just so difficult to overtake here.
Yeah, it is very hard to pass, and I don't know. Your track position is going to be key here at Pocono. Passing is the hardest thing to do on this racetrack. Like you said, track position is going to be your best friend.
So, the field of 19 trucks, that is how many trucks are left in this race. 19 trucks work their way off of turn number 3. I can confirm Kyle Payne and Rick Webb are both out of today's race. And that is very sad. Again, you know, Kyle Payne was just holding onto his truck, overcorrects it into the wall, and then absolutely nowhere for Rick Webb to go. Rick Webb's race is over due to no fault of his own. We still have, however, 27 laps of racing, or I guess 28 laps of racing left to go here at Pocono. Final round of pit stops underway. Let's watch these races off pit lane. Down and away. It is still Dobbs. But is it Dyer? It is Dyer over Gifford. Villalobos, Noble, the top 5. And let's see who we have in store to potentially talk to tonight for stage number 2. We already talked to Alan Dobbs as our stage 1 winners. We'll try to get somebody else to see who we can, see whatever perspectives we can get. How about let's talk to the 3rd place driver, John Gifford, who really made a strong showing there at the end of stage number 2. John, talk about that final restart in stage 2.
Yeah, it got a little bit hairy there. The outside line seems to get a pretty good run on the restarts going through turn 1, so I was kind of glad to be up there on that outside line.
It almost looked like this 82 truck kind of popped out of nowhere and then had a good look to the inside of Matt Dyer. Was there anything different you could have done those last 3 laps? I know how difficult it is to overtake here, but anything different you could have done to maybe get 2nd or of a stage victory?
I think the only thing really different that I could do would be to try to get to his outside. It's just, like I say, it's so hard to pass here. And that outside line just gets a better run out of turn 1, and that's really the best overtaking opportunity on the track.
Well, we have spoke with Dyer and Dobbs early today and met what their thoughts are for this final stage. What are your thoughts, your game plan here? There's no pit stops, but if we go flag to flag green, this is a lot of laps. The most laps you're going to have on your tires all race long. Looking at about 26 laps. How does this 82 truck attack this 3rd stage?
Hard to say at this point. Just have to see how it plays out. I'm expecting there'll probably be at least 1 yellow flag, so we'll probably come in and get some tires somewhere.
Fair enough. John, you're working your way to the exit of turn number 1 and down the long pond, so we'll give you the floor. Who do you got to shout out? Who do you got to thank for your great running so far?
Shout out to Richie Smoke and Barbecue and OSN for bringing me on the team.
Absolutely. All right, John, you're heading your way into the tunnel turn for this stage 3 restart. We're going to leave you to it. Best luck to your driver, and hopefully we're talking to you on the far side. And that is driver of the number 82, the driver who placed 3rd in stage number 2. And really, I thought was coming to steal the show there in that stage, Jacob.
Yeah, he looked like he was about to steal the show, but he couldn't quite get to Matt Dyer and Alan Dobbs. We'll have to see if he might be able to get it done here in stage 3 for the win.
So here we go. 20 vehicles still, well, 19 vehicles still in the race. And actually, Matt Knight is on the pit lane. So 18 vehicles on the track in the race and 18 drivers on the lead lap. This race has sort of been a race of attrition. I did not expect that for a 60-lap at Pocono, but nonetheless, we have now a 26-lap run to the end. Is it going to be all green? The iRacing.com pace truck is in the safety pit lane. We're racing once again. Stage 3 is underway in Pocono. So we have a truck stopped in the back. It is not going to bring out a caution, but it is Ernie Ludwig who has wrecked it in turn number 1. We're going to get a replay, though, and see what had happened to driver of the number 26. And oh my goodness. I'm going to back this one up, and we'll see all of this in its glory, but my goodness, this is not what you wanted to see. And I believe it is iRacing caution, so this will not bring out a yellow, but Maybe it should. We'll see here. And oh, contacted by the 47 of Robert Anderson, trying to hold on to it. And oh, big contact with John Binder.
Big contact there. You know, Robert Anderson got in that wreck earlier, and then he got into Ernie Ludwig here. The 47 not having the best of days right now in terms of wrecking wise, but just tough break for that 26 of Ernie Ludwig. Not much he can really do.
We'll take one more look and we'll get us back to the live racing action. But oh my goodness, the send into the corner from Robert Anderson. I don't quite know about that. And John Binder nowhere to go. So back to the racing action. Unfortunately, that's the way it goes. We're going to have to continue on without a caution. And effectively, Ernie Ludwig's race over. John Binder and his competitiveness tonight pretty much out the window. We had 18 on the lead lap, and we have 17 on the lead lap, but effectively 16 that are still competitive. Maybe even that if Robert Anderson has damage, maybe 15 are still competitive, and we still have 23 and a half laps to go.
Yeah, these guys they're dropping like flies, but that's kind of what you expect at Pocono. Pocono is a tough racetrack, and to see some of these guys dropping pretty quick, it's not that tight. As Matt Dyer gets loose off of the tunnel turn, and that allows John Gifford to try and get to the inside. He's not going to try it here, but he might have the speed now down the front stretch to try and get past Dyer.
Real quick, that battle spiced up, but I do want to say I do completely agree with you. Pocono is a tough racetrack. It is, I think, more than anything, a huge mental challenge. You got to stay focused, hit 3 different corners perfectly in this race 60 different times. It is quite the challenge, I think, mentally more than anything. And Robert Anderson on a restart, all packed up, might have just barely missed his point, and unfortunately Ernie Ludwig was on the other end of that, and Ernie Ludwig has left the session, so there are 17 cars still in the race, and effectively 16, maybe 15 still competitive. You saw big time there, Matt Dyer opened the gap to John Gifford, and Dyer once again trying to find his way around Alan Dobbs, looking to the outside, to the inside, and back behind in the turn number 3. All of this out the windshield of John Gifford.
John Gifford just looking, seeing if he can get to that battle, but these two, Alan Dobbs and Matt Dyer, fight at, it seems like what it has to be every race. I don't know. We haven't been broadcasting this series for that long, but these two are fighting once again here at Pocono as we see Matt Dyer take the inside into turn 1.
Is this what Matt Dyer needed to send? He's going to slide up and complete the overtake, but can he hold on? He gets a little loose to the exit of turn 2. Here comes Alan Dobbs, side by side down the long pond. Alan Dobbs trying to reclaim the race lead. Will he send it into the tunnel turn? Matt Dyer up high. Alan Dobbs with the 3rd line and cleared back by Matt Dyer. Here comes John Gifford for 2nd.
Gifford now looking to the inside, side by side into turn 3 with its 6 degrees of banking. Who will take 2nd position? It looks like Gifford will have 2nd position as Matt Dyer drops back.
Here comes Villalobos. Villalobos trying to take the 3rd position here from Matt Dyer. From Matt Dyer. Matt Dyer could be going from the lead to 4th in just over a lap. He'll hold on to 3rd actually. But my goodness, how the turns have tabled really quickly for Matt Dyer.
Yes, these tables have turned for Matt Dyer as we see him try and go back to the inside of John Gifford to get that 2nd position back. Can he get it through the tunnel turn? It looks like he's going to stay side by side down in the tunnel turn. He gets loose again.
We still go at it side by side for the 2nd position. Gifford up high now. He can try to pin down Dyer if he'd wish. Dyer trying to keep the man on the inside, but Gifford has the all advantage, and all of this is what exactly Alan Dobbs wants to see. Gifford cleared back to 2nd. Villalobos now trying to size up Dyer. Can he send it down into turn 3? He's got the positioning for now, but can he make the send? Villalobos is ahead into the corner, and Villalobos is cleared into the 3rd position.
Villalobos finding that speed in the 45 truck. Couldn't find it earlier. Now he has it. Matt Dyer fell to 4th. He is now 4th position after being first just a couple laps ago.
As they single it out for the time being, here comes Chris Noble and Zenla Collins going at it. This for the 6th position into the tunnel turn, and right behind is Hex Valentine, trying to see what he can do in contact, and loses Chris Noble. He holds on to it, and he still has a fighting chance into turn 3. Zenla Collins looks to clear. Here comes Hex Valentine for 7. Way up the track is Valentine. Here comes Noble right on back. And how about this? Here comes Greg Newsom.
These guys are fighting pretty tight right now as we see Greg Newsom try and get past the 53 of Chris Noble and Hex Valentine. Valentine looking to the outside. Can he complete the pass on Noble?
Now here's the thing. These drivers are fighting harder than they have all race long. And, you know, that's somewhat warranted. It's so hard to overtake here. But you have to think, if these drivers go green to the checker, if they go green to the rest of the way, they're all shredding their stuff. And oh my goodness, a big catch for Chris Noble. But they're all shredding their tires battling this hard. And you have to think, who's preserving them the most out of all this?
Yeah, that was insane to watch. We had a big slide there for Noble. What a save, and he didn't overcorrect it. But as we see Chris Noble losing a little bit of spots, he might be able to gain this one here. But will we see Chris Noble and these guys start to fall back with their tires being used from battling that hard?
We continue on once again into turn number 1. Hex Valentine trying to clear his way into the 6th position. Valentine, a huge run thus far. He went from 10th, he's up to 6th. And does he have anything for Justin Carey up in 5th? Into the tunnel turn with Hex Valentine. Will he get it complete into the top 5 this time? Valentine down low, Carey up high. He's going to shove Carey up the track and clear to 5th, but for how long? Here comes Zenla Collins right on back. A huge dive and having to catch the truck, and into turn 3 we go. Everybody's tightly packed. Looks like pace laps through turn 3.
Yeah, these guys are fighting side by side as we see Hex Valentine try and get back to the inside, wrecking in the back. Chris Noble saves it. Caution is out.
They were 3 wide coming off of turn number 3, and unfortunately that is not gonna work. The 21 of Justin Carey, he appears to be done in this event, and now we have lost another couple of drivers to this. Let's get a replay, but oh my goodness, that was only a matter of time. They were fighting oh so hard.
Yes, they were. And I told Hex Valentine before this to put on a show, and this is what he did.
So here we get the replay here, and everything just gets really tightly packed here into turn number 3. And it is Hex Valentine and Zenla Collins nearly making contact, but it all goes on back here to 21 of Carey. Slides back 3 wide here with Noble. And the 4 truck there makes slight contact. That was Richard Clement. Just everything just tightened up so quickly. I don't know if Clement knew they were 3 wide or not, but I mean, there's not a whole lot more room Clement could have given. I mean, he did a lot of giving there. I just don't know if he necessarily knew that they were all 3 wide. Plus, I believe Carey might have gotten loose. We'll get another look at this. I think more than anything, that was kind of Noble. Just maybe Noble didn't know they were 3 wide, or maybe Noble thought they had cleared Carey.
Yeah, we don't know what they were thinking. I think maybe you're right. Noble may have thought he cleared Carey, but he definitely did not, and that's probably going to end the 21's day here at Pocono Raceway. It sucks that it happened to him, but that's just racing. Not much you can do.
And very, very hard racing out of that. I mean, it was something else. And here we go once again into turn 3 with the replay, and right up above, and you'll see 3 wide off of turn number 4, and I don't know. I mean, there's just a lot of movement, a lot of moving pieces. So we catch up here with race leader Alan Dobbs. The pit lane is open with 15 laps to go. This time by the start-finish line, so I'd imagine everybody comes in for their final set of tires.
We had somebody stay out. 2 trucks stayed out.
They may be lapped vehicles, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, no, Evan Longacre did stay out. You are correct. I think Longacre was trying to pit and realized the whole queue was queued up to his inside, and, well, he couldn't pit.
Yeah, he might have, and now, if he stays out completely, fully, he might get eaten up here by Alan Dobbs, Matt Dyer, John Gifford, and the rest of the pack.
So here we go. We watch the race off the pit lane here, and down and away as Alan Dobbs, Villalobos, and Gifford will beat Villalobos for second off the pit lane. Matt Dyer, the fourth truck off the pit lane over Zenla Collins and Hex Valentine. And Evan Longacre is the race leader here at Pocono Raceway. Let's see if there is another driver we can get a word of here. I don't know, maybe. Is it time? Do we see if we can figure out what is going on here with Evan Longacre, Jacob?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do it.
Well, here we go. Evan Longacre. We're going to bring him on up here. Long ways down there. But Evan Longacre, you are the current race leader. What's the game plan here?
Well, if you wanted a good finish there, I think you had to pit. If you want a shot to beat any of the dudes that were up here, I think you had to stay out and vote for another yellow and have a set of tires left. So that is the plan.
I like it. I like it a lot. It is a roll of the dice, and then these guys up here, they've been oh so aggressive. It could get really dicey up here. But if we don't get a quick yellow here, or they don't want them up into turn 1, what's the game plan these final 13 or so laps?
Just run it smart. I know that they're gonna be quicker than me. Truck's not loose. Done a couple of practice starts here. Not any real wheel spin or anything with it. So, you know, they're gonna be quicker than I am. So, just gonna kind of manage the gap between them and myself, and you know, let guys go. And if there's a caution and I'm not in it, you know, great. You know, I'll be in a interesting position, but if not, you know, we'll just fall back to where we do.
So you're here. This is late in the race. You've been kind of floating around the mid pack. I believe you got stage points there in stage number 1. What is I guess you said the truck's not loose. What has it felt like today?
It's been good. The lot of downforce on these things. So I mean, it's been handling just fine. Been pretty neutral, honestly, over the course of a run. Kind of needed a long run to really kind of show what it could do. See if other guys will burn their stuff up, and we just don't have any. Just really haven't had any opportunities to, you know, kind of run it out or to really see what this thing could do on the long run. But, you know, I've made my bed here, so I guess it's time to lay in it. I don't know if it's going to be a comfortable night's sleep or if it's going to be a nightmare, but we'll find out, won't we?
Absolutely. Real quick, Evan, who you got to shout out?
Oh, I got to shout out my team here, Great Lakes Motorsports. Everybody there is awesome. Jacob Shorba for painting the car. Car looks great, and you guys for putting on the broadcast, and you know, just everyone that shows up.
Absolutely. All right, Evan, best of luck to you. Hopefully we're talking to you on the far side.
Thank you.
Driver of the number 95, Evan Longacre. Here we go. VIRacing.com pace truck into the safety of pit lane. We are racing once again from Pocono. Big wreck in the back, up and over was somebody, and I believe that was, oh my goodness, that might have been Matt Knight up and over. Huge impact in the back.
That was a big wreck. We saw one flip. Wow. We didn't even get going green yet for a lap, and they were wrecking.
Somebody went up and over, and we're going to get a huge, long look at this. I believe it was... Well, actually, we'll move further on up here and catch all of it. And it's... Oh, my goodness. Up and over was Matt Knight. It was Matt Knight going up and over.
Yeah, he took a wild ride to that already damaged truck. This might be the end for the 11 after that one. What a ride he took.
Well, you know what? We're going to continue to get replays here. But Evan Longacre might have just caught his shot right there.
I think you did.
Here we go with the replay up above here. We'll see what happened with Robert Anderson. And unfortunately, this has not been Anderson's day. Here into turn 1, way up the track in that third lane. Oh, and it's not even his fault. This was, I think, the 06 of Bill Dolphin. Oh my goodness. We'll take a ride on board with the 11 truck as well soon. We got to figure out how this all originated. I believe Bill Dolphin might have gotten just loose, but we're going to take another look and see what happened to the 06. He just drove it in a little hard on the entry, then he got tight in the center, then got loose on the exit, and just nowhere to go for, oh my goodness, all 4 of those trucks up and over Matt Knight, man. I've said it like 4 times. I still can't believe it.
We saw 1 truck go up and over, and now we see 2 of them.
Several airborne crashes here at Pocono, and here we go, folks. We're gonna ride on board. We're not going to go with the driver cam. We're just going to ride on board with driver of the number 11 and see how he saw this entire ride. Man, I hope he had his dark visor on, because he got a direct look at the sun. Man, oh man.
That was a wild ride for Matt Knight. The second truck to flip tonight, and yeah, hopefully he did have his dark visor on. That sun will definitely blind you if you stare at it for too long.
Well, we go back up front. Evan Longacre is the leader. We're going to be restarting with less than 10 laps to go. At this point, do you even pit if you're Evan Longacre?
I don't know. Now it's the strategy call for Acre. I don't think he's going to pit. I think he's going to stay out and try and lead every single lap he can. If we keep getting cautions, he might be able to do it.
I was going to say, you know what? I mean, it looks like they just keep going at it back there. The intensity is just going to pick up the fewer laps there are. It might be worth it to stay out. We'll see here.
Man, I'm telling you what, you know what would not be happy to get that windstone away from him is the 22 of Alan Dobbs if we keep getting cautions.
So we're going to wait here. We're going to see what the game plan is for the 95 of Evan Longacre, the race leader. And Alan Dobbs is back into the 4th position, by the way. He might have had a bad restart there.
Yeah, he might have. Like he said, his truck isn't good in the short run, so he might have gotten a bad restart, and now starting in 4th, he's going to have to work hard if he wants to get his 6th win on the season.
And Evan Longacre will stay out. Are we going to double up here? If we're doubling up, we will stay here. If we are not doubling up, it looks like we are doubling up. So we will get a restart here. We were going to take a quick break, but we'll stick with it here to the end. Evan Longacre, the race leader, over John Gifford, Matt Dyer. Alan Dobbs outside of row number 2 over Julio Villalobos, Zenla Collins, Hex Valentine, Greg Newsome, Michael Sestini, Chuck Waldrop, Chris Noble, Jordan Brockel, the lead lap, along with Richard Clement and Robert Anderson and Bill Dolph, all getting damaged repairs, but they're still scored on the lead lap. All 15 of them still on the lead lap. Matt Knight is still in the event, drudgingly continuing on, trying to salvage whatever points he can. But what a trooper Matt Knight is. He was already laps down and then up and over. That is the definition of bad luck for Matt Knight tonight after such a great drive last time out in the Music City at the Nashville Super Speedway. He played that race beautifully from the back to the front up to a podium for Matt Knight last week. That will not be the case tonight. Already 6 laps down and counting. So, the field of what's left of the field, 15 trucks, if you will, working their way through turns 3 and 4, once again behind the iRacing.com pace vehicle. Evan Longacre, the race leader. And there we go. The iRacing.com pace truck will find its safety in the pit lane once again. We are racing once again. 9 laps to go from Pocono.
Now we have...
Nearly 3 wide for the race lead. John Gifford held the lead for a moment. And all contact. Here we go. That's Alan Dobbs. Matt Dyer sliding in the middle of the pack. Alan Dobbs is still wrecking and into the wall. Chuck Waldrop into the wall and around goes Waldrop. In the air goes Alan Dobbs. Collected is Jordan Brockel and the caution is out again.
Sorry for that quick to speak there, but what a wreck we had right there as we saw Alan Dobbs try and get by Matt Dyer, and it just didn't go right for Dobbs.
I think we're going to have to watch this entire restart back once again, and we'll start here. Evan Longacre beautifully gets cleared out in front, and then John Gifford peeks down to the inside. Longacre still held the lead for the time being through turn number 1. Off of turn number 1, John Gifford got a huge run on his fresh tires, and then Matt Dyer wanted to take it 3 wide, and for a second he did down there, but Alan Dobbs wanted to go somewhere with his run and just net-coated contact, if you will. Dyers and Dobbs go around into the middle of the field goes Dobbs, and still holding on to it, overcorrects it into the 56 of X Valentine. Chuck Waldrop makes contact with Zenla Collins, and Brockel nowhere to go.
Big wreck. Like you said, Evan Longacre might have played it well, but then that wreck just happened and he got in it. So now we'll have to see who will come out on top, as this might be the end for Alan Dobbs' race.
Here we go once again. Look at him, 3 wide up ahead, and Longacre, I don't think he got in this one. Let's see here. Dobbs, a little bit of contact there. Dyer, oh, yep, there was damage. Wow. Oh my goodness. And just see a wall drop and just ran over by Brockel. Probably nowhere for Brockel to go, but my goodness. One more time here off of turn number 1 and down to Long Pond straightaway. You know what this reminded me of? An IndyCar crash coming down into the tunnel turn. Like, IndyCars, they get so close to each other into this tunnel turn, and everything just breaks loose down here, and then everything washes up at the exit of the tunnel, and this is where all the heavy impacts happen on the short chute down to turn 3. That's what that looked like to me. A very long IndyCar-esque crash. Well, earlier we asked to place your bets if Alan Dobbs would go back-to-back. He is now 1 lap down with 7 laps to go. But now I ask, who do y'all think is going to be the winner tonight? This Alan Dobbs involved in this incident blows this race wide open. Jacob, who would you pick if you're a betting man?
If I'm a betting man, I'm looking at that 2-truck Matt Dyer. It looks like he might take the lead here. We'll have to see. He's in 3rd right now. I'm looking at that 2 truck.
Well, how about this? I'm thinking Julio Villalobos might upset and get it done. And that upset maybe is a relative term because he's been fast all day. He was leading practice, got gypped by Alan Dobbs there late in practice. Then in qualifying, he goes second quickest. He's been in the top 5 all day. Villalobos' truck looks the cleanest. I think Villalobos gets it done. But here we go. We're coming down to 6 laps to go in this race. We'll be restarting with 5. Big wrecks over and over and over again. This is about what you expect when you take trucks to Pocono. They aren't the fastest, but man, when they get into those tight corners all packed up, that is about what is expected. And I have to say here there is 12 trucks that are actually on the lead lap and are gonna try to put up a fight here. And of those, I maybe there's like 5 clean trucks at that. I mean, most of this field now has been involved in an incident. Evan Longacre trying to just make a net gain out of his situation. I mean, let's go through it. It's Gifford, then Villalobos. That if Villalobos can time this restart, remember what was said about the outside lane into turn 1. Turn 1 is on the restarts is almost preferred to be on the outside lane. If you can stick with the race leader, you have half a chance of taking a race lead out of turn 1. But then you look to row 2, and Matt Dyer is going to be very aggressive. We saw him already try to take it 3 wide down the long pond. Matt Dyer there in 3rd over Evan Longacre, just trying to hang on to what he's got. Greg Newsom, Zenla Collins, Michael Sestini. Those next 3, we haven't mentioned too much today. Zenla Collins was in that mid-pack battle earlier, but to the top 5 has not been mentioned as much. Chris Noble up here with Hex Valentine, Richard Clement, Bill Dolph, Robert Anderson. The 12 drivers with the pacing queue. Also on the lead lap is Brockel Waldrop. And that's all that's left on the racetrack. Justin Carey also on the racetrack with Rick Webb. They're fighting and trying to salvage however many points they can in this race. Carey, 16, trying to see if he can outdo Alan Dobbs, who's sitting on the pit lane. But the iRacing.com pace truck will find its safety in the pit lane. 5 laps to go. Who gets it done at Pocono? Into the tunnel turn we go. Everybody up against the other's tailgate. Through the tunnel turn we go. Gifford over Dyer. Villalobos loose and holds on to his truck. Are we going to be able to make it around? Villalobos going at it for second. He's sideways, holding onto the truck. Dyer's in the wall. How about Greg Newsom? He wants to take it 3 wide for second.
And what a race these guys have had, making it 3 wide there. Villalobos sent it a little too much, getting into Dyer, but now we have Greg Newsom, a newcomer to the front. We'll have to see if he can get to John Gifford and maybe take the lead away and win this thing.
Dyer super sideways through turn 1. He'll hold on to his truck, but here comes Evan Longacre. Now Zedla Collins 3 wide into the tunnel turn once again. Dyer backs out. Here comes Chris Noble. Evan Longacre clears back into 4th. Zedla Collins into the top 5, trying to hold on to what he's got. Does Greg Newsom have something for John Gifford?
Greg Newsom flying right now. Like you said, can he get to Gifford? If he can get to Gifford, he might be able to win. As we see, Gifford might try and snake and break the draft.
Fastest lap of the race for Greg Newsom. 3 laps to go. Can he get there? Can he put the pressure on? Can he find a way around John Gifford? I just said we had an IndyCar-esque wreck, and now Gifford breaking the slipstream, as you would see in an IndyCar race at Pocono. Not so much down to Long Pond, but 0.2 of a second the advantage for John Gifford into the tunnel turn. 2.5 laps to go.
These guys are racing, and they are racing hard. Will Greg Newsom have enough? Now 5/10 back. Gifford pulling away just a little bit. He's got 3 laps to do it, coming to 2 at the line. If he can get it done, he will win this race. But Gifford right now pulling the gap and snaking to break the slipstream.
That was huge right there. That got the gap up to 0.6 of a second. Hardcore side-by-side action going at it for 4th. They get it sorted out. It is Zenla Collins up to 4th over Evan Longacre, Chris Noble, and Michael Sestini up to 7th. Dyer falls back to 8th. Richard Clements damaged vehicle in 9th. And Hex Valentine rounding out the top 10 for the time being. And Longacre now under heavy attack from Chris Noble. The front seems to have somewhat sorted itself out, but Noble wants 5th from Longacre.
He's not going to be able to get it there. He's got 1 more lap to try and get that 5th place position.
1 lap to go here at Pocono Raceway. John Gifford has a 0.4 of a second advantage. Greg Newsom doing all he can, but he might come up short. He's got 1 last lap to do it. Villalobos trying to take a podium spot away here. Zenla Collins in 4th. Chris Noble now up ahead of Evan Longacre for 5th. Into the tunnel turn for the final time. John Gifford out of nowhere. He appeared in stage number 2. Villalobos in the wall behind. Can he hold on to the 3rd position? But out of nowhere in stage 2, Gifford came into action. Then Dyer and Dobbs made contact, and Gifford was here to steal the show. John Gifford wins at Pocono.
What a show that was here tonight at Pocono. What a great race from the 82 and 23. Alan Dobbs did not get his 6th win. He was dominating the day, but a great race to the finish.
Absolutely phenomenal job. John Gifford, right place, right time, every step of the way. He was able to keep that 82 truck clean. And around Dyer, hard into the water cooldown lap. Oh my goodness. That looked a little intentional. I don't know who caught into him. But,
It looks like it was Villalobos. I don't think Dyer was happy with Villalobos putting him in the wall.
I don't know. Alan Dobbs is still on the racetrack as well, but I don't think he retaliated. But nonetheless, tempers flare in the back. Up front, it was John Gifford and Evan Longacre's doing burnouts. And John Gifford trying to get his moment to celebrate. Trying to find a clear track for him and his moment as the race winner. And it looks like he elects to take a Polish victory lap or come to a complete stop. We will let John Gifford figure out what he's going to do to celebrate his win here at Pocono. Maybe he does not elect to do burnouts anyway. But don't go away. We'll be right back with post-race interviews on the far side here. John Gifford, the race winner at Pocono.
SoundArt introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of 2 products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. Sound art ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.
Sound art is a product that is a speaker and it's art. We combine it together and we call it sound art. What makes it so unique that any picture can be your speaker? Sound art gives you the high quality sound without the ugly speaker. This isn't a picture with a speaker, the picture is the speaker. Just imagine your wedding picture uploaded onto a canvas and now it's speaking 10,000 tunes. I mean, it's a very cool concept. What we like so much about it that you can take anything that means something very special to you, upload it on the canvas, have it hanging up in your room, your balcony, wherever you want to put it, and now it's a speaker. I mean, how cool is that? It's something that we have that and no one has. No one has this product. It's just a great gift to give anybody. It's just a neat concept. Around here we say, art never sounded so good.
Have you found yourself trying to hide your joy because you're unhappy with your teeth? Your smile is the first feature noticed in an interview, on a date, or in family photos. We want you to be able to shine bright as your best self, and our teeth whitening system is the perfect step toward restoring your confidence.
Welcome, race fans, back to the Pocono Raceway. We're now into post-race coverage of the MSRA Truck Series presented by VFW, and its 13th round of action is complete from the Tricky Triangle. And the Tricky Triangle was something that is not easy to tackle, but the driver who was able to tackle tonight's challenge was driver of the number 82, John Gifford. And John, we talked to you earlier, but man, did you think you had the opportunity to win tonight?
Before the race even started, I said to my team owner that we were going to get 8 alive tonight.
Well, that proved to be different. I talked to you at the end of stage 2 because you just came to life in stage 2, which put you in prime positioning for stage 3, and all of the craziness that happened in stage 3. Walk us through that third and final stage from your seat.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. I think the key to that for me was the fact that Evan stayed out on that first caution in stage 3, and I was able to get the jump on Dobbs on the restart and get out in front of him. So that was the big one for me. And then I don't know what happened after that behind me in my mirror. It was chaos and smoke everywhere in the mirror. So
Absolutely, there was trucks everywhere, almost every time we left the first corner. But so there was one of those restarts where Evan Longacre stayed out on his old tires, trying to do what he could on his strategy, and he cleared you down into turn 1. How were you able to make that overtake right back by him?
Well, with having fresh tires, I was able to get the power down quicker than he could, and just got the run down the backstretch. That was all it was.
Fair enough. So you leave Pocono now, another race win. You go to next time out at Knoxville. What does a dirt oval bring for this 82 truck? What do you feel when you think of a dirt oval?
Honestly, not sure, because when we went to Bristol on the dirt, I made it one lap before I got wrecked in that one, so not really sure how that one's going to pan out, but hopefully we got 2 weeks to get a setup built for it, and we should be able to figure something out.
Absolutely. John, what a job it was today. Once again, how does it feel to just complete these 60 laps with everybody else battling through the attrition, like Dyer and Dobbs getting into it, and everybody else who suffered accidents, and you were able to piece together 60 clean laps? How does that feel?
Oh, it's great. I mean, it sucks for the other guys, but I mean, yeah, it's especially with the way I felt coming into tonight. It's amazing.
Well, great. Once again, I'm going to give you the floor and shout out whoever you got to shout out or thank for your race victory tonight, John.
Oh man, there's a lot of good guys out there. Ryan Kuhn Trucking, Richie Smoke and Barbecue, Sean Brandt, creator of Trading Paints, or one of the co-creators of Trading Paints. David at OSN for bringing us on the team. We've got a heck of a guy working on us with building setups, John Verga. So definitely shout out to him for that.
Well, fair enough. Congratulations, John, on your 3rd win on the season. Go and celebrate. You got a couple weeks off before you hit the ground running once again in Knoxville. Congratulations. Best of luck to you next time out, man.
All right. Thank you. Got a Miller High Life waiting for me.
Yes, sir. And that is race winner, driver of the number 82, John Gifford. And now we're going to have our 2nd place finisher, driver of the number 23, our Jacob Zala, is standing by.
Yeah, as we talk to the number 23, Greg Newsom, a 2nd place finish tonight. Greg, was there anything more that you could have done to get that 23 truck into the lead?
No, man, I gave it everything I had. John was mirror driving. I saw him out of the tunnel turn. I got in the gas a little bit sooner than I could have because my eyes lit up. But it was a solid night. It was a fun night.
You saw him sliding there through the tunnel turn. I know you said you were on the gas a little bit early, but could you have tried to send it there, or were you just too far away?
No, I was just too far away. Nothing I could have done but hold on to a P2. So it was a good points night. It was fun. Here the past couple weeks, programs really turned it around at FSM.
A couple more questions for you, and then I'll let you go. Next week we head into Knoxville. How do you feel about that dirt track? It is my personal favorite dirt track, but how do you feel about it?
Never been there. I didn't even run Bristol on dirt earlier this year. We were moving, so it's going to be an experience. I've never driven on dirt before, so just keep it off the wall, I reckon.
All right, and now if there's anything left for you to say, anyone to shout out, the floor is yours, Greg.
Just Ryan Strunk at FSM Customs, Strunk PC. It was a hometown track. It was a hometown race for them this weekend. My teammate, CJ Noble, Dolphy, Bill Dolph. We all had a good, solid run this week, so we're going to keep it up and make it in the chase on points.
All right, well, that is the number 23. Best of luck to you, Greg Newsom, next week at Knoxville, and hopefully we'll see you back here again in the broadcast booth at the finish of that one.
I appreciate it, brother. Y'all have a good night.
And that was driver of the number 23, Greg Newsom. And now we're joined with our third place finisher, driver of the number 45, Julio Villalobos. Julio, you were fast all day today. Is a third place finish something that you are happy with? We are trying to see if Julio is able to get his mic working here, and then we will see if we can reconduct this interview. Julio, once again, are you how does it feel after coming in today with a lot of speed to get the third place finish here today at Pocono? At the moment, I don't believe Julio is able to hear us. So we're gonna try to bring him in one more time and see if now Julio can hear us. Julio, this is the PitStop TV booth. You have a copy. Huh. I don't quite know what's going on. We'll see if we can get Julio at a later point. Let's see if there's anybody else sticking around. Maybe for the time being, we'll try to see if we can talk to our fourth place finisher, Zendla Collins. And Zendla, that was a wild, I guess, run this entire race. You were in the thick of battle all day long. How was it like from your point of view?
It was hairy pretty much the whole race. There's a lot of very competitive guys out here, and man, they put on a good race for us tonight. And it definitely it took everything I had to keep the 29 truck going. And you know, I had to thank Rocket Racing. 5 minutes before the race, I couldn't get my setup going, so I want to give a shout out to Rocket Racing setups. I had to go purchase one just so I know I could be a little bit competitive. And one or two little changes there early on, and she lit up and came towards the front.
Absolutely, it was wild, to say the least. Talk about this final stage. Calamity everywhere. Somehow, some way, your 29 truck was able to hang on and keep it running and stay up into contention for a top 5 finish. Talk about that final stage from your point of view, and having to avoid all those wrecks or being ahead of some of them, and then, you know, having Evan Longacre on old tires up ahead of you, and how all that played a part in your fourth place finish tonight.
Yeah, we you know, like I said, I hit the wall early in the race, had to go get some damage fixed, and once I got the damage fixed, I made some changes while I was in there, and the truck got to where it rotated really well through the turns. The wreck that happened up there with Alan and Matt, man, I had just two of them racing for the same area of track, and sometimes it doesn't hash out well. And all you can do is just slow down and look left or right, and hopefully you come out on the bright side of it, and that's what happened with the 29 truck. And then it was just hold it to the floor and make sure you didn't hit anything coming out of the turns, and try to bring it home, and that's what we done tonight.
Absolutely. So next up, in a couple weeks, you head out to the Knoxville Raceway. How do you feel about dirt tracking in this thing?
I don't have a problem with it. My actual background is dirt track racing, so as long as I can find a decent setup and such of that nature, and iRacing does do something funky with them, then we should have a truck that should be able to be in the competition up there.
Absolutely. All right, Zenla, we're gonna give you the floor here. Who do you got to shout out? Who do you got to thank for your fourth place finish here today at Pocono?
I want to do the Veterans of Foreign Wars, and all the military. I'm former military myself, so big shout out to all the military guys out there. Thank you all for your service. VRS, their Direct Drive Pro is top notch. It's well worth the investment for it. And other than that, everybody that helps me put our setups together, Ryan Chaw over at Eclipse Racing, he helps a good bit to do some truck and car setups with me. So big shout out to them over there, and big shout out to MSRA. They put on a great event, and to y'all's broadcast, we're very, very proud that y'all came on board with us, and glad to see us finally getting some limelight in the trucks, which we've been hoping for all year.
Absolutely. All right, Zenla, congratulations on your 4th place finish. Best of luck to you next time out at the Knoxville Raceway.
Thank you, gentlemen. Y'all have a good evening.
Yes, sir. You too. And that was driver of the number 29. So our 4th place finisher, Zenla Collins. And I believe now we have the opportunity to talk to our 3rd place finisher, Julio Villalobos. We'll see Jacob Zala standing by with our 3rd place finisher.
Julio Villalobos, this is Jacob Zala from the PitStop TV. Do you have a copy? Again, here, I'll try again. Julio Villalobos, this is Jacob Zala from the PitStop TV. Do you have a copy?
Looks like we have Julio's mic. I don't think he can hear us.
I hear you.
Oh,
I
okay.
hear you.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know if you heard us or not. All right. Anyways, Julio, finishing 3rd here tonight. A lot of racing went between you and Matt Dyer. Can you explain a little bit more what happened there at the end between you and the 2 truck?
Yeah, I think it was a race contact. I don't know why he was mad at the end of the race. He came and gave me a little punch. I think I really don't do anything incorrect.
Yeah, it's just a little racing incident there. The 45 truck looked good tonight again. Was there anything you could have done to try and get to the lead and win this thing?
Yeah, I think we have a very good steering. I don't know. I just think my truck don't have the buttons at the end, and we have a lot of I don't know how to say it. A lot of the tires were too used. I don't know how to say it.
Nah, you're all good, man. And then if there's anyone you have to shout out right now, I'm gonna give you the floor, Julio.
Yeah, to Jeep Technology, my sponsor, and to Lily Cano that let me go out early of work today to race.
All right, Julio. Well, best of luck to you next week. We go to a dirt track, so we'll hope to see you there. Maybe we'll see you back in the booth again. Best of luck to you next week.
Yeah, we are looking for a win next week.
All right, you love to hear it. Once again, that's Julio Villalobos, our 3rd place finisher, and he did a phenomenal job tonight. Again, fast all day. Maybe 3rd was a little underwhelming. I don't know. I really want to know, how he felt about this 3rd place finish. He was, fastest in practice until the end, and then got 2nd in qualifying to Alan Dobbs, and out Alan Dobbs out of the way. I wonder if he expected more, but nonetheless, a great run from Julio Villalobos. But as we get to it, we have to see how everybody else found their way into their finishing positions, and let's get to it with, of course, John Gifford getting himself the win tonight. 9 laps led out of 60. Wild how he just came out from nowhere to take this victory. Greg Newsom out of nowhere onto the podium. That was phenomenal. Right place, right time for Greg Newsom. Julio Villalobos in 3rd. Zenla Collins 4th. Chris Noble 5th. Evan Longacre on his old tires will come home in 6th. Michael Sestini 7th. Matt Dyer 8th. Richard Clement 9th. And Hex Valentine 10th. Jacob?
In 11th, you have the 06 of Bill Dolph. In 12th, Robert Anderson. In 13th, Chuck Waldrop. In 14th, Jordan Brockel. In 15th, Alan Dobbs. Tough break for the 22 trucks. He was leading most of this race. In 16th, Justin Carey. In 17th, Matt Knight, as we saw him flip earlier in the race with that big wreck. In 18th, John Bender. In 19th, Ernie Ludwig. In 20th, Rick Webb. And rounding out the field in 21st was Kyle Payne.
And that is how our field of 21 drivers shaped out in tonight's race. Once again, want to give a shout out to all of our partners here at PitStop TV, like Tucson Sound Art. Your picture, your music. Use promo code PitStop TV at checkout for 10% off of your wall-mounted sound art device. By Race Pace Setups. Pick up pace with Race Pace, a driver development community, and you can join their Discord there at the Discord link below. Permanent Makeup in Maine. You deserve the best care that money can buy. You can contact them at permanentmakeupinmaine.com for all of your beauty concerns. BAM Racing Videos. By a race fan for the racing community. And by Whiplash Media, the official graphic and camera provider of PitStop TV. Jacob, we're leaving Pocono tonight. I think thoughts a little different than what we anticipated coming into tonight's race, but how do you feel? How do you sum up your feelings after watching these 60 laps of action?
Pocono, we thought maybe we would see one car pull away, and Alan Dobbs pulled away for a little bit, but then we had cautions, and it started to make this race more exciting. That first stage went crazy with the wrecks before the stage, and then we had to play the stage out to lap 18 instead of 15. So this race was great all around. I had a lot of fun covering it tonight, and again, I want to thank PitStop TV for allowing me to come up here and broadcast this race here tonight.
Absolutely, and that'll do it from the Pocono race. We were happy to have had you all here for tonight's action, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Again, tonight we had the MSRA Truck Series in their 13th round of action on their 22 race season here at the Tricky Triangle of the Pocono Raceway tonight. But this weekend, this upcoming Sunday morning at 9:45 a.m. Eastern, we have the North American Racing League. A good amount of iRacing streamers, big-time iRacing streamers like Matt Malone, Dan Suzuki, and more are in that series. You're not going to want to miss that. Make sure you wake up bright and early Sunday morning. PitStop TV has you covered from Michelin Raceway, Road Atlanta, for the North American Racing League Prelude at Road Atlanta. And Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, the BRP Pro Dirt Late Model Tour has their 11th race on the season this Monday night at Lakeland, Florida's USA International, the dirt track out there in Florida. You're not going to want to miss that one as well. The action upcoming here for PitStop TV, great. And where can all these people, where can all of our viewers tune in and keep up with all the action here on PitStop TV?
Before we go, make sure to follow us on Facebook at /PitStop TV, on Instagram at @pit_stop_TV, on Twitter at PitStop TV_, and on Twitch at /pit_stop_TV, and on YouTube at youtube.com/c/PitStop TV.
Well, for all of us at PitStop TV, Jacob Zala alongside me on the mic, Trey Shuttlesworth, who rocked the social media coverage tonight. I'm Emerson Arden. You all stay safe, you'll stay cool, and we'll see y'all next time.